Hey T Squad, y'all ready to get into this week's All Tea, All Shade House of the Dragon Season 2 Episode 5 review? I believe we only have 3 more episodes left this season and it'll be over. But the episode begins with Corlys and Ray mourning Rhaenys's passing. Oh my God, y'all. The funeral was so nice. They did a really good job on her body. She looked like herself. It was an open casket funeral in the beginning. And then, when the Reverend got up there to speak, they closed the casket. It was a lot of wailing, hooping and hollering and weeping and all of that. They did a dragon salute as they put her body down into the ground. And, afterwards we went down into the church basement and had a little food, we had a little raw duck, some eggs, some hash, a little wine, you know what I'm saying? It was nice. Rhaenys would have really loved her homegoing service, it was nice. It really was. Everybody came out. People flew in on their dragons and stuff. Some people caught the bus. Some people walked, hitchhiked. It was a really nice homegoing service. In King's Landing, child, they are acting a fool, okay? Aegon's army, including Sir Criston, is riding through the streets saying that Aegon, Rhaenys' dragon, and got the dragon head on a wagon, parading it through town like it's Mardi Gras. The people, honey, was disgusted. They was looking like, this is so trifling of y'all. Like, don't y'all know this is a bad omen? We already around here starving. We being starved out by Sir Corlys not letting nobody import no food into King's Landing. So we literally out here trying to survive. And then y'all want to parade this dragon head throughout King's Landing. Like, that is a superstition over here. Like, they didn't want no parts of it. And once again, Sir Cole out here looking the fool and making a fool out of everybody else around him. Like, I don't understand how he ain't got demoted yet. He needs to be fired on his day off. Craig. His name needs to be Craig and not Kristen, all right? Mind you, the rat catcher's bodies is still hanging. I know it's funky down there in King's Landing. They ain't got no water. They lights is turned off. They ain't got no food. So if they ain't got no food, they ain't got no soap. And then you got dead bodies rotting and gross. Living in King's Landing right about now is like living on Skid Row. Like, absolutely not. Alicent is up on the balcony with Aemon, and she peeped that he got Aegon's sword. And she looking like, how you get that? And why you don't seem like you up behind your brother being hurt? So she already got her eyes on him like, do I got to sleep with my door locked and put my dresser up against that to make sure you don't come in there and me? Oh, okay. So the guards bring in Aegon's body, and boo, baby, he look worse than them rat catchers out there, child. He is badly wounded. He is badly burned, honey. He burned so bad that his armor was stuck to his body. They had to peel it off. And his armor is the only thing that saved his life. But he got broken bones. Honey, the maesters don't know if he gonna survive because he got so much going on with him that they ain't got no x-ray. They can't see what's going on the inside of that man. You know what I'm saying? Aemon comes in, child, and stand in front of his brother bed. Ain't no, hey brother, how you doing? You need some Tylenol? You need some salve, anything. First thing come out this nigga mouth is, so someone will have to rule in his stead. And Allison looking like, I know you fucking like, that's what you, I done birthed one of the Menendez twins. Oh, hell no. I was like, you could have stopped all this, but you didn't. So now you're stuck. Allison asks Kristen, what happened? Mind you, he in his room cleaning his sword with some lemon pledge, child. And he was like, your son came through, did his big one. He rode for his people. And she was like, well, what did Aemon do? What part in this did he have? He doesn't tell her the truth. He doesn't tell her what happened. You see right there that the tides had changed between them two. She can no longer trust him, and she knows that he's not telling her the truth. And he's once again so guilt-ridden with the poor decisions that he has made. And he's just further digging himself in a deeper hole with lying and making poor decisions. So over in Dragonstone, the city council, honey, is on Ray's head. They are on her head. Sir Alfred was like, we still have no ground army except the one we hope Daemon will raise. He who has left us after some marital spat. Baby, they are over Whitney and Bobby. They are over this foolishness. They ready to strike because they are losing, and Ray don't know what the hell she is doing. Having Ray be over everybody, being the queen and making decisions on war is like letting Melania Trump make decisions on war. It just ain't coagulating. It ain't no. Ray was like, do we got a problem here? Because you keep on coming for me, sir. Like, what would you have me do? Sir Alfred was like, it is merely the gentlest heretofore has not been much privy to the strategies of battle or their execution. Basically saying, you a bitch, you a girl. You ain't got no business at the city council meeting, okay? Trying to come up with war strategies. You just ain't built for this. You ain't got it, my girl. Ray disregards that. She's still trying to tell everybody to gather men for armies and getting weapons. They like, girl, what don't you get? We already in it. We ain't got time to be trying to still scrounge up men. Okay, it is time to attack. All right, it's time to strike back. And they were like, we need to do it right now while Vhagar is on bed rest, because once he heal up, it's curtains for all of us. Okay. So Ray was like, okay, well, if that's the case, I need to get on my dragon and I need to ride over there to King's Landing and I need to go to war. Point blank MVP period. They like, girl, what about you are the queen? Don't you get? We cannot risk you getting hurt, because if you get hurt, then all of this will be for nothing. Duh. So she just sitting there not knowing what to do. And her pride is too big to, at this point, reach out to Daemon and say, look, I need you fucked up, come back. We then see Jace tell Baela that he's going to Harrenhal to pull up on Daemon and see where his head at, because they need him. And she like, look, your mama is not going to like you doing that. And he was like, well, don't tell her until I leave. Okay. But then as they're talking, he realizes that the Freys will be able to help because they control the crossing at the Twins. And if they can secure that, then they won't have to wait on Daemon. So now he's about to head over to the Freys, estate to see what's good and see if they can get them to be an ally. And I like the fact that Jace is thinking, like, he's tired of just pacing the castle halls, waiting on standby for his mama to give him the go ahead. He like, that I'm about to take the lead in this situation. My mama need my help more than she thinks she does. Daemon is out in the field with Sir Blackwood, and they done pulled up on Lord Bracken and his people. And he basically tells them, either y'all gonna ride with us or we gonna burn you to a crisp. And Sir Bracken was like, well, you can do what you gotta do, because I ain't no. Okay? So do what you gotta do, and turn his horse around and gallop fuck off. Daemon was like, damn, he's standing on business. Like, I low-key kind of respect him, and I need that type of energy on my side. So he then sends Sir Blackwood to go and use the power of persuasion to get what they want. Now, I don't know if there was some he was hitting it, like maybe Sir Bracken, like, but that's the type of energy it was given. And Sir Blackwood was like, yeah, and I like to give it. So I'm going to go over there and put this dick on them and get them to come on our side. Was it just me, or is that what that conversation was hitting at? Back at Dragonstone, Ray is in her room complaining to Massaria about how she don't know how to fight because she was a girl. She wasn't taught how to fight with a sword and all of that stuff. She was literally her daddy's cup girl. Her job was to bring her daddy cups of wine. And she wasn't taught war strategies or anything like that, and how that is hindering her with this whole war. So Mysaria tells her that, girl, you don't even realize Cole fucked up by parading that dragon head through King's Landing, because the people look at that as a bad omen. That put Ray Ray's antennas up. Mysaria was like, girl, the king is falling. They done paraded that damn dragon through the city. They starving. They ain't got no food. They broke. They don't want to be there. They feel overlooked. This is perfect for you because they need a savior. They need somebody to help them. And everything that's going on over there in King's Landing is making the people hate them even more. So these people are going to further side with you. Like, you don't always have to be on the battlefield to fight a war. She was like, let them handle your thug thizzle. And remember, I told y'all this a few episodes back that this was going to happen. If I can find a clip, I'm going to insert it right here. Sick child who's literally on her last leg. And his wife was like, wondering how the we about to make it. He was like, well, Aegon promised me that he'd, pay me early. But something in my spirit is telling me that Aegon is going to renege on that promise and his daughter's going to die. And I feel like those town people are going to end up rallying against Aegon, especially after what he does next. Over there at Harrenhal, baby, Daemon's still over there hallucinating. This time he hallucinating and dreaming that he his mama child, which was gross AF. And I was watching one of those YouTube channels that, are deep into Game of Thrones or whatever. And I learned that Alice is actually poisoning him. It's actually poisoning his food and stuff like that. And that's what's causing him to have these crazy dreams and hallucinations. Now, I don't know what her issue is with him, what she trying to do. I don't know that part. I don't really want to know. I don't be going all deep into that, getting spoilers and all of that type of stuff. But obviously, it's something up with the Alice character. So the Maester tells Alicent and Aemon that they unsure if Aegon gonna make it. They was like, girl, he is on life support. We got him breathing with a machine, but girl, it is touch and go. So you can tell us when you want to pull the plug or what. So Alicent suggests she take over to the city council because she's done this before when Viserys had taken ill. But half of the council like, no, it should be Aemon. He's the next in line. The other half are on her side. So she was like, Sir Larys, speak up on my behalf. And he was like, I agree, Sir Aemon should be the success. And then she was like, Cole. And he agrees. And she looking like, I know you didn't turn on me. So baby, she sit down, pissed, having a panic attack because everything is literally closing in on her. And I don't give a you could have stopped this. And the two that you thought you had on your side and played the fuck out of you. You played out of yourself when you started backing away from Sir Larys because he scared your ass and he had dirt on you when you should have kept him in your pocket. But see, Alicent don't know how to play the Game of Thrones because she a weak bitch. And then with Sir Cole, you over here letting this get it raw and thought that was going to keep him on your side, bitch. You needed more than that. You should have did what Ray did them once and kept it moving, because what she did got the mind gone. 30 some years later, this still can't get over her ass. Okay? So you fucked it up by continuing to this nigga and look him in the eye. You thought he was that good, and he was like, no. No. Then we see the steel worker that went to Aemon and asked could he get paid early. So he at the crib, his daughter is like further into sickness, barely living, barely breathing. And his wife was like, we got to get the fuck out of here because King's Landing is in shambles. And he was like, Aegon said he was going to pay me. She was like, nigga, have you gotten paid? He lied to you. What about that don't you get? And I said that this was going to happen. So then Alicent confronts Cole about not having her back, and he once again disappoints her. And I was like, sucks for you, you dimwit. The townspeople and the steel worker and his family are trying to escape King's Landing, but the gold cloaks lock them in on Aemon's order. And so they was like, Aemon, like, what about Aegon? What about King Aegon? Like, Aemon and take those? So everybody was like, oh, hell no. This is going to hell in a handbasket if Aemon and took over. Everybody now know they really, and now they really gonna turn against the crown. Like, cause how y'all gonna keep these people trapped? Like, literally, they're going to end up rebelling against y'all because y'all not giving them nothing. Y'all treating them literally like slaves. Y'all, they getting starved out. Like, what the? Jace tells the Freys that he can guarantee their protection and the protection of Daemon if they help them out in this war. The Freys, however, say that they want Harrenhal, and I don't understand why, because Harrenhal is a piece of Jace agrees if they bend the knee that he can get them what they want. So they bend the knee to Rhaenyra. Alice at Harrenhal pulls up on Daemon because he was out there chopping wood or whatever, and I guess he hurt his hand was bleeding or whatever. So she take him inside and try to help him with his hand and talk some sense into him. And so now it is time for Keisha's theater. Sit. Ugh. Sit. You know, I hear strange things from Breckenland, from Stonehenge, and Lambswold and Moray. There's news then. News? No.
What I hear in the wind, in the high whistle of Mariah Carey's voice. I hear cries of anguish, children being taken from their mothers, men coming home to find their doors unlatched and their wives carried away.
War is a terrible thing, isn't it? But I relish in it. This is not war. These are crimes against the innocent that an upright man would not repudiate. Surely you haven't mistaken me for an upright man. I'm at the end of the day. Just do what do. I nigga, okay? So the Brackens had their chance to do as I required and they didn't. They will perhaps think better of their decisions if their children's lives are staked on it. Is that the kind of army you would raise? Men who hate you, who serve you under duress? Well, once they agree, I'll treat them fairly. Set an example for the rest of the Riverlands to follow. And once again, in the name of power, it's the weak and the women who must endure. You're no better than any of these Republicans that sit in Congress, Daemon. You should be ashamed of yourself. That fool, Aegon, is unlike to survive. The realm will suffer if Aemon, one-eyed self, rules. You should pray you never meet him. He's a horrid person. I mean, horrid. You know, I heard he'd only bathe once a week. And he hardly brushes his teeth. And the ladies at the whorehouse said that his dick is the size of an eraser back. But besides that, he will cut you down to size soon as you wish him good day. And I'd heard the same thing about you, Daemon. But I'll cross you no further. I'm sure your tactics are, after all, approved by the queen. Or have you forgotten your wife? She cannot succeed, Alice. Even if I willed it to be, it will never be so. There will never be a woman sitting on the throne. Men have been ruling for centuries, and that will never change. It doesn't matter if Biden is today or tomorrow. Kamala nor Rhaenyra will never rule. The people who support her will not be led by her. They look to a man for strength. Men like me. Who's better suited? Nobody. Ain't nobody like me. I'm him. I'm that nigga. I put in the work. I've been chopping heads off for years. Fear me. Okay? My name ring bells in these streets. You heard? You better ask about me out here. I'm a fucking Daemon Targaryen, bitch. Don't ever get it twisted. The Hightowers, with their scheming, or Viserys' first true heir. That's what it comes down to, Alice. When I take King's Landing, Ray is welcome to join me. and take her place by my side. King and queen ruling together will be the Jay-Z and Beyonce of King's Landing. You can't get any better than that. Okay? Baylor will be our Blue Ivy. And what if you lose? Have you thought about that, Daemon? No. I don't lose. And if I do lose, I'll be dead. And none of this will be my problem. You know, it's a pity, don't you think, that you never knew your mother. Fuck you say? And scene. So with that scene, it's like Alice is trying to tell him that the way that he's moving ain't right and that he shouldn't be trying to take the throne away from Ray, and that this thirst for power is going to be his downfall. But he, of course, isn't listening. So it's like, is Alice trying to help him or hurt him? I still don't really know. Daemon, however, is told that House Bracken is his now. So he was like, yep, see, told you all that you was talking about, bitch. Baylor tells her grandfather Corlys that Ray wants him to be her right hand. And he was like, hasn't she taken enough away from me? First it was my son. Now it's my wife. Like, my grandson. Like, girl, leave me the alone, please. And Baylor reminds him that grandma wasn't no shrinking violet. Like, you tried to make her be something that she never was. Like, she was a princess. She was born to fight. She chose to go out the way that she wanted to go out in battle, much like myself and my mother. If we gonna die, we want to die by fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to put some respect on my grandma's name. So Corlys was like, granddaughter, I would make you my heir. And Baylor was like, I'm blood and fire. Driftmark must pass to salt and sea. And turns around. And I was like, you better come on, Baylor, and remind your granddaddy. And I'm looking at Corlys once again like, why are you steady trying to overlook your sons, sir? They know how to be at sea. They have drove the boat. Nobody else knows. Like, give them what the they are due. And I would think with you losing everybody else, you would try to build a relationship with your two living sons. Then we see Ray pull Sir Alfred into the council room and she tells him that he was right. He was right all along. She ain't built for this. And that she need him to go to Harrenhal to go reason with Daemon and to see if his means are to raise a host for her or for himself. And he was like, he would never do that. She was like, I done fucked the man for years. Oh, I know exactly what he will do. So he was like, bet, I'm on it. The Riverlands then come storming into Harrenhal in the middle of the night to confront Daemon about his behavior and how he's trying to take everything from them. And they were like, we won't raise our banner to a tyrant. So I don't know what you thought this was, but whatever you thought it was, it ain't that. So now him and Aemon are like literally doing the same shit, trying to rule with an iron fist. And then with Ray and Alicent, they're both being pushed out because of their sex. And neither one of them know how to really fight a war. And they both have their backs up against the wall. So like both sides are really going through the same thing. So just as much as he needs Alicent, she needs him. So just as much as Ray needs him for his war strategies and all of that stuff, he needs her because she knows how to rule and in the favor of people. She's softer. She knows how to, strategize and work with people and all of that stuff. So they really need each other. Helena then asks Aemon, was it worth the price? Because she knows what he did because, she see everything. And he just looking at her like, oh, I might have to kill your ass too. Ray then go off to Jace about fighting for her birthright and needing more dragons and stuff like this. And Jace, once again, thinking outside the box, reminds his mama that we got 2 dragons down there in the dungeon that ain't been claimed. I'm pretty sure there's some distant cousins out there with some Targaryen blood that can ride these dragons. And she was like, you know what? We do got some long lost cousins down in Esteros, nigga. Let me send a raven down and ask him to come visit. Good thinking, Jace. And then the episode goes off. This week's episode was a good episode to me, but it was more like a filler episode to really get us to the next point of where this season is about to go. But hopefully in these last 3 episodes, we'll get some more action in here, some more cutthroatness and all of this type of stuff. Next week's episode, we'll finally see Daemon and Ray come face to face again. And because I'm tired of the hallucinations and all of this type of stuff, like enough of that. Okay, I'm sick of it. All right, I'm so sick of it. But this is a good episode as far as the acting and all of that stuff. Everybody did a phenomenal job as always. I'm going to give this week's episode a B+. A B+. Wasn't as great as last week's, but it was still a good episode. You guys let me know down below in the comment section what you liked and didn't like about this week's episode. Did you enjoy Keisha's theater this week? Please make sure to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so you know when my videos drop. I love you, I love you, I love you, and I'll see you guys on my next video.